Coming up on Good Morning Texas, a look at how an Austin-based company is changing the music scene.
The best tips on how to make your ACL wardrobe and weekend a hit.
And we'll find out what were the first concert students at the University of Texas ever saw.
All this and more coming up on Good Morning Texas. Good morning, Texas. I'm Cassandra Jaramillo.
And I'm Sandy Marin. With us today is our weather anchor, Alejandra Diaz.
And news anchor, Gabby Brighter. Welcome, ladies. Now for this morning's biggest story. For the first time in 17 years, a government shutdown is in effect, and Americans across the country are finding out what this means for the disagreement center around federal budget funding and the implementation of Patient Protection and Affordable Health Care Act, also known as Obamacare.
The shutdown has so far affected government services ranging from federally backed loans to supplemental food assistance for women and children. Civilian employees will be furloughed. The government shutdown has already been felt locally with the temporary closure of LBJ Presidential Library and Museum.
You know, I actually have a friend in DC, and she was telling me how all the memorials were closed and all the veterans that were visiting were really upset because this is going on right now.
Yeah, it's such a huge inconvenience so far.
It is. And although the shutdown may be closing down national parks, not the Fair Park in Dallas. That's right. The one and only State Fair of Texas is here. The fair began just this past weekend and continues until October 20th. Among the biggest attractions, the brand new Big Tex. The famed fair icon that greeted guests year after year may have caught fire last year, but looks better than ever. And Big Tex isn't the only new addition to the State Fair this year. This year will feature the first ever ostrich race with human jockeys, and of course, festival goers will be able to gorge on more deep fried food than ever before, like the new fried grilled cheese, fried Thanksgiving sandwich, and maybe my personal favorite, deep fried Nutella. State Fair officials want to remind everyone that you can't buy food or get on rides with cash. You'll need to buy fare coupons instead. But don't worry, if you have some left over, they'll be good again next year. My sophomore year is this year, and I'm not going to OU weekend, but I will be going to the Hex Rally tonight.
Well, Good Morning Texas will be covering it for you, so make sure to stay tuned for that.
Yes, I'll have to. Well, back here in Austin, Moniker Guitars, a custom electric guitar company in Austin, is busy preparing for the ACL Festival these next 2 weekends. But that didn't stop them from talking with our Gabby Brighter and Madeline Christian. Take a look at what they saw.
Good Morning Texas sat down with co-founder of Moniker Guitars, Kevin Tully, to see who's really pulling the strings in the custom guitar business.
So at Moniker, we make custom electric guitars that you can design on our website, monikerguitars.com. You can choose your guitar's shape, colors, parts. You can even add custom elements like text, band logos, all that kind of thing to get a guitar that sort of fits your unique sound and style and personality. The idea for Moniker came by way of seeing what other companies were doing with custom products. So companies like Nike were doing the Nike ID sneakers, where you can design your own sneaker online.
Kevin gave us a tour to show us how each online order is made in the shop. Each guitar starts out as a chunk of alder wood. CNC machines perfectly carve the guitar according to the client's custom order. Once the body is constructed, the color is digitally selected and then applied in the shop. Then a clear coat is painted on and hardened with a UV light. After that, it's only a matter of attaching the mechanical parts, and the Moniker guitar is finished.
I've been a guitar player for a long time. My business partner Dave's been a guitar player for a long time, and we know that guitar players are very particular about their instrument and also really really engaged with it. You know, it's something that's really important to them. It's something they like to show off. You know what I mean? It's definitely a functional tool, but it's also kind of a status symbol, especially amongst the guitar playing world.
Austin City Limits Music Festival is set to begin this weekend. ACL is a 3-day music festival that takes place in Austin's most beloved park, Zilliker Park. Every year, Silliker Park is transformed to accommodate all musical lovers from around the world. This is the first year that ACL will host 2 weekends of performances occurring October 4th through the 6th and October 11th through the 13th. Once inside ACL, various crafts booths and local food from around Austin, and of course music, is there to delight all festival goers. Some of the headliners for this year include Depeche Mode, Muse, Kings of Leon, and Lionel Richie. Along with the headliners, many other local bands make an appearance to satisfy every musical taste. So, I know like one of my very first bands that I saw at ACL was actually Phoenix, and it was like a really good experience.
Really?
It was a lot of fun.
I've never been to ACL, but I really want to go. I've heard their lineup is incredible.
I'm so excited for weekend too.
But you know, how do you think ACL really compares to South by Southwest as far as attendance and music quality, or like the bands that attend both? Do you think that the bands at ACL are better than the bands at South by Southwest? Which one would you choose if you had to choose between the two?
Well, I mean, I think what we have coming up is a band performing at ACL. It's the up-and-coming new Miss Mister. They performed here in Austin during South by Southwest, and we talked to them about their rise to fame. Miss Mister will perform on Sunday at 1:30.
Congrats. What's your biggest challenge getting to this point?
Biggest challenge getting to South by?
Like the physical journey or the
Both.
both? Okay. Oh.
Well, I mean, I guess we were a brand new band like from a year ago. We only started playing shows last March, so the fact that a year later we're at South by and more of an official thing is pretty wild. It's pretty spectacular to say. And physically getting here was a challenge because we came from the UK.
And we're
So we just schlepped all of our
a
stuff.
bunch of stuff.
Where are you from?
We're from New York,
Oh, okay,
so
great.
but we're in the UK, so there's a lot of checking of big boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bags and clothes that I've accumulated while being on the road. So my wardrobe was also a
Keep
hurdle.
buying new bags to put things in.
All right. Talk to me about what you're working on right now. What's coming up for your fans to see?
Oh, well, we've got an album coming out May 14th, which we're really excited about, called Secondhand Rapture. And we're about to go on tour with Jessie Ware for 2 weeks in the States, which is awesome. She's such a dream and a musician that we really admire and love, so that's going to be a delight. And then festivals all over the summer and more fun and interesting music videos to come. And yeah, maybe
Back to Austin anytime soon?
I
Fingers
hope.
crossed.
Yeah, Austin's a rad music scene.
Lizzie's
and
been here a
everyone's
bunch of
just-
times, but this is my first time, and I am blown away. I want to come back.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome. Nice to meet
Really
you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Miss Mister will perform on Sunday at 1:30 on the AMD stage. Now join us as we hit the streets to find out some of the first ever concerts that UT students attended.
The first concert I ever attended was when I was 7. It was Britney Spears in San Antonio.
It was Paul McCartney at the Compaq Center in Houston.
Newsboys in Amarillo. I went to see Britney Spears.
I saw ZZ Top at the Houston Rodeo a long time ago.
It was George Strait in Lubbock.
Wiz Khalifa at NSN. The Backstreet Boys, definitely.
Concert to ever go to was Hilary Duff. I was in the 4th grade. I was so excited to see her. She had just released Metamorphosis, and that was my artist of the year that year.
Yeah, my very first concert was Zoe. It's like a Mexican alternative band, and I just love them. It was great. It was such a good experience.
Well, I went a little bit oldies for my first concert, and I saw Elton John. I was so excited.
Oh, that's awesome. I went a little oldies as well and saw the B-52s in 8th grade and rocked out to Rock Lobster.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
So much fun. And well, when we come back,
And stay tuned for this week's weather forecast.
we'll be right back. Welcome back. Now for your local Austin news. Gabby?
Yes, well, famous bands and musicians coming to Austin's city limits aren't the only ones around singing the city of Austin. Researchers at the University of Texas have discovered 2 species of mice that uses high-pitched calls to set boundaries. The mice are indigenous to Costa Rica and Panama. Stephen Phelps, an associate professor, studies the genes of these singing mice in order to gain insight into the genes that affect language in humans. The Book of Mormon, Broadway's award-winning comedy musical, is playing in Austin. It follows the story of 2 missionaries in Uganda struggling to adjust to life in the remote village. Performances are being held in the Bass Concert Hall from October 3rd through the 5th. Now there's one Longhorn that didn't take the Broadway stage, but she appeared at Saturday Night Live studios. This past weekend, UT alum Noelle Wells debuted on Saturday Night Live. She performed in a parody as Lena Dunham's character from HBO's hit show Girls, alongside SNL legend Tina Fey. Dunham even tweeted that the skit was a true honor.
Thanks, Gabby. It's so exciting to see how Longhorns are making a scene in the entertainment world. Well, Alejandra, how is the weather going to be like?
Well, it depends on your definition of nice. So right now in the city of Austin, it is 7:15, and it is October the 2nd. And then today the weather seems to be a little cooler than it has been these past few days at 75 degrees. We will be seeing some foggy skies and patchiness until 9 o'clock this morning, finishing off the day with partially sunny skies. Today's high is going to be around 89 degrees, along with some 5 to 10 mile per hour winds from the southeast. Cooling down tonight around 73 degrees. Expect some hot temperatures for the rest of the week in the low 90s up until the Saturday, where it will start to get a bit chilly with a high temperature around the 70s and a low around the 50s. Everyone is going to need to pull out their umbrellas this weekend because we are looking at a chance of showers. On Friday night, we have a 30% chance of rain, as well as Saturday during the day. Along with this rain, we are going to have some strong gusts of wind coming through from the south, up to 20 miles per hour on Friday, and some 20-mile-per-hour wind coming in from the north Saturday night. It probably wouldn't be a good idea to wear your skirts and dresses, ladies, until Sunday, where we will return to clear, sunny skies and a cool high around 80 and a low of about 55. It looks like autumn is creeping in slowly into the Austin area, and hopefully these temperatures keep cool throughout the rest of October. Again, today's weather is 75 degrees, and hopefully these clouds can help us cool off a bit.
All right, thanks, Alejandra. Now don't go anywhere, because after the break, we'll be talking about a new trend that's changing the traditional dating scene.
Stay tuned for more Good Morning Texas. Welcome back. Well, dating is already hard enough to master, but now a new trend is taking over the dating scene. This new trend is known as cuffing season. What exactly is cuffing season? Well, today in studio, we have the latest with those answers. So, Brianna, tell us a little bit about what's going on right now with cuffing season.
All right, so cuffing season is basically, it's a new trend. It follows an analogy of a football schedule or basketball schedule, and it's basically what exactly it says. It's cuffing, so it is getting, in a relationship, locking it down and everything like that.
Yeah. Well, the season just began on September 25th. So let's see, right now on the calendar, we are at October 2nd. It's a Tuesday, and it says now that she's drafted, keep from other teams. So,
right.
So what does this mean?
This basically means it goes both ways. So in this stage, we've already been scouting out. We've already drafted who we want to, start dating, who we're interested in, and everything like that. So around this time, we're actually thinking about playing defense. This is all about October. You've got a lot going on. You've got Halloween coming up. There's no football games going on, so there's a lot of free weekends over there for another person to you ask your interest out. So this time we're playing defense. You want to make sure you're calling her, surprise her with the phone call every now and then. Take her out one weekend, don't take her out the next weekend. Make her miss you, make him miss you, etc. There's a whole schedule to this entire thing.
So tell me a little bit about on social media. I see we have hashtags here. Do people, or do we include social media, Twitter, Facebook?
I think you can include social media to an extent. This is the part where you want to make sure you're playing it smart and everything. You know, you never want to be too much of the man crush Mondays and the woman crush Wednesdays. You want to keep it a little low key, keep it casual, but you know, you got to keep out, because at the end of October, after Halloween is over, that's when you have your trade week, aka that's when you can decide whether or not you're interested to keep going or you want to switch off, go to a different team, etc. You know, if you want to be traded, you know, let them go, because there's always another season, and spring ball is a completely different game.
So now, is it every season you trade off who you're with?
No, you actually, at the end of each season, so when you get to November and you're finishing off, you have your playoffs. If you've made it by then, you most likely, you know, could be in a relationship with this person and everything like that. And then, you know, you do want to get, you know, cuffed, I guess, by the end of November. That's when your holidays start rolling in. You've got Thanksgiving, you've got Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, all those events where you want to have someone with you. And then, you know, you start the new year off and you've got Valentine's Day, you've got spring break, you've got different types of holidays where you might not still want to be, you know, going through with the same team. But you might have, you know, your most valuable player, and it might be a great season.
I feel like I've been out of the game for way too long. I mean, I've been in a relationship for 4 years. Are you ladies trying to get cuffed this season, or what are the plans?
I'm not trying to get cuffed anytime soon. Would you consider this a guide to dating?
I definitely would. I think everyone, if you look at the calendar, you'll see that everyone may have already been drafted and you just didn't even know it yet. You may not know, but you may know. Maybe you're already on a team. Maybe you've been, you know, sent to the D League. You never know where you stand.
Hey, I've made it to the Super Bowl at this point. 4 times.
She's in Hall of Fame.
Right here, is this just for guys to find girls, or can it be for girls to find guys as well?
It is a two-way street, totally two-way ball game. It works with guys, it works with girls. There's, you know, certain things that you do. There's even a point where you're going to start a artificial argument with your significant other. And at this point, you know, you show up at their house the next weekend, you guys, you know, make up, you talk about it, and that's when you let them know, hey, you know, you might be drafted.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Brianna. If you need a guide, this calendar can easily be found on Twitter. You know, search it on Google. But when we come back, we have a survival guide to this year's ACL. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now, Sandy and I will give you an exclusive look at how you can look cute and stay safe at ACL this weekend. Okay, so you want to make your Austin City Limit weekend experience a pleasant one, and the best way you can do it is by preparing, right?
Yes, of course.
So first, what we have here is
we have fanny packs.
Fanny packs, yes. Fanny packs are excellent ways to prepare for ACL just because they're small, you can carry them around.
They're portable, they don't take up much space. If you're jumping around, I mean, they'll stick right to you.
Exactly, there's no losing anything at all. And what I have packed in this fanny pack here is
let's get these open.
Some nice little tissues.
Yes.
You see, some sunglasses. You'll definitely want some sunglasses if it's supposed to be. It's actually supposed to be sunny on Friday, so definitely bring some sunglasses. And then
what else did you?
I have some face sunscreen.
Yes, you don't want to leave like completely red and burned. You'll be like hurting for the next couple of days. I also some sunscreen, some chapstick for your lips because those can burn easily, and a mirror. You don't want to look bad while you're having fun. And ladies, if you have long hair, make sure to have a head tie.
Yes,
for your hair. Yes.
I hate whenever I'm somewhere and I wore my hair down and then I'm like desperately looking for someone.
Yes. And make sure to carry a small wallet with some change because not many of the locations there accept credit cards.
Exactly, exactly. So for Saturday, what do we have in this backpack that we prepared,
let's
Sandy?
See. Let's go look over here for Saturday. So let's open this up here. We have, if it rains, because there is a chance of rain coming up this weekend, make sure to have a poncho because you do not want to be that one person that's blocking everyone's view with an umbrella.
Yes, everyone hates that person. They can't see their favorite face.
Exactly, they can't take pictures. Okay, and you also want to, we're going to be walking around a lot, so you want to have some comfortable shoes to go along with your outfit.
Yes.
And there's also places where you can go back and chill, so you want to take a nice like a decent blanket that you could use there.
Yeah, you can take out that blanket, kind of sit, rest. I know a lot of people like to go the entire day. So personally, I would need a time to like kind of rest and sit down a bit. And another way to prepare is bringing snacks. I think going hours without eating is really unpleasant.
Bad for you.
And as far as food goes at ACL, it's probably very expensive. And ACL does allow you to bring a backpack. And right here we have a little backpack cooler. So what better way to go to ACL than with this? And you know, some easy snacks to pack, some pretzels, a little bit of hummus, an apple.
Make sure you have water. You want to stay hydrated throughout the day.
Yes, I agree. Absolutely. Once again, Friday's supposed to be pretty hot, but then on Sunday, temperatures are going to cool down a bit.
They are.
I think if you want to look cute and not freeze to death, probably bring an infinity scarf.
Yeah, a light cardigan would work too.
Yeah, light cardigan. Guys, also rock the scarf, rock the beanie, wear some combat boots, wear some tennis shoes. Let's see, what else do we have here, Sandy?
Well,
getting there. We haven't talked about that.
Getting there. Okay, so there's multiple ways you can get there, but if this is your first time going to ACL, I definitely recommend to not drive to the festival. There's no parking at Zilliker Park during the ACL, and neighboring residents are quick to call the tow truck if you park on their properties. So the best way to get there would be you can walk, you can take a taxi, or on your bike. There's even a few bike rental locations near Zilliker Park that you could use.
Yes, I think we had those, but unfortunately we weren't able to get a graphic on that. But go online, search for Austin Bike Rentals, and you can find some nearby places less than a mile away, really quick to walk to. But definitely, I've heard such horrible experiences of first-timers who drive to ACL, and there's just no parking. There's literally thousands and thousands of people that are going to be at this event.
People are there like for 20-30 minutes just trying to find a parking spot, which they won't find.
And you don't want to risk thinking you can park somewhere and then getting a fine, or much less getting towed, because no one likes those type of experiences.
Definitely.
And so other certain tips, like we said, bring some water, have some cash on you. Several places do not accept credit cards, so bring an ample amount of cash with you. Well, that's all the time we have on Good Morning Texas. Stay tuned for more Texas Student Television.